Hello. Yesterday I had a really great day at a market festival type thing with my friend Steve. And yeah, I wanted to share a couple of the experiences that I had there. Initially, I wasn't really planning to buy anything, and I don't actually even know where I went. There's already been a lot going on, but somehow it felt like the right thing to do. And even dealing with my social anxieties and observing myself through the many social interactions I'd had the last week, uh, this was just a totally mind-blowing experience. The people there were so open and loving and could really get into a state of connecting with people without getting into my thoughts or hesitations or anxieties. It was like maybe one or two times where I was a bit uncertain of what to do or who to talk to or what it is that I wanted, feeling a bit overwhelmed. But for the most part, it really just flowed, and people, asked for help with things, and I felt I could approach the people that I wanted to without too much, hesitation, and just a lot of smiles coming back and joy and really, really great presence. And yeah, I had a couple of experiences that I want to share specifically. But before I get into those, I will just show some of the cool things that I bought. So there was a shop. It's called, well, I think it's called Sister, and it's a lady who does a lot of things with like herbs, and so she makes her own, soaps and incense sticks and deodorants. And this is I don't know if this light is not really helping for seeing the label. Let me try to turn that off. Yeah, it's not really focusing on that. That's a shame. Yeah, but it's a deodorant, and normally I find it hard to use deodorants. But what really struck me about this process is because normally when I buy things from the shop or online, I feel very overwhelmed and I don't really feel like, can I trust the product and what it does and all this marketing stuff. And I felt it's so great to be able to just ask the questions I had about how it's made and how it works and so on. And I still have a lot of question marks, but it was really cool. She was starting to say, you can start to have a communication interaction with the plants, and they start to sort of tell you, the different properties, and you can experience and embody this knowledge for yourself. It doesn't just have to be something that someone's told you, and that's definitely the sort of knowledge that I'm after and how I've been thinking about the world myself. So even to experience and see the joy and love and care that someone goes into making the product. Even when I used it this morning, I felt like I want to use it. I wanted to take care of my body and start to love it and not go into such a frantic pace of like work and needing to accomplish things, which I often get into. And I've seen this sort of mindset with lots of people and needing to maybe hustle or forgetting to take time to maybe take 5 more minutes in the morning to have a slower shower. Where you might massage your feet or wash your hair without needing to be like just in this crazy speed of like, but just like, you take the time and you feel into it, and you taking time is such a natural, it's such a should be the default status. Why shouldn't we take time? Because otherwise, the moments that we're in, it's always like we're trying to go somewhere else, and why not just enjoy the here right now? So, um, yeah, I bought like some soaps as well for the hair and the body, and these incense sticks. I'll show these quickly. So these like hand rolled. There's like a whole list, like 10 different sort of types of herbs that are in here: lavender and licorice and olive wood from the olive tree. And this is I can't remember the name of this one, but it's supposed to be for like Chinese acupuncture. So you put it over the different points, like you burn it and then hold it over the points and not touching the skin. And it's supposed to help stimulate them. So also interested to try this. I used to be so against anything that wasn't like scientific or proven, but yeah, I'm really starting to find my connection more now to this intuitive and natural medicines, or exploring the space at least. And so her friend was like a tattoo artist. She has a really cool card. I hope this focuses on it. Oh, this is such a shame. This camera is not going. Oh, what a shame. And yeah, Tanny's Serpentina. So she does illustration and tattoo work. And I had a bunch of tattoo motifs that I wanted to get done. Already had sorted them out, and I was like, yeah, cool. Like I'll just get one. Like I'll get one of them now. And then it turned two, and then three, and four, and eventually I got all six that I had wanted. Just sort of like powered through it, and I guess I can show those as well. So I got. I actually realized how nerdy I am, and it was one of the first times where I started to accept that and also be able to share that with people and just talk about it without feeling shy or insecure. So that felt really great. So this is the logo of Clojure, the programming language. The Lambda is because it's based on Lambda calculus. So yeah, I don't know, super cool. And it's got to be this way around. Well, no, sorry. Yeah. And then so this one is a little bit harder to see. We need to get the arm in the camera and webcam. So so this one is from the tree one, not the hand now. It's from the video game The Witness. And it's a little bit hard to see without me getting closer to the camera, but it's like some trees and there's a panel on there. And this is like one of my favorite video games. I already did a video on the topic, which I definitely need to do it again because I'm getting much more articulate and understanding into like the subconscious and what it is about the game that actually I like and what it actually is doing and how it's teaching and training us. Such a beautiful game, and this tattoo actually, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, I don't know, these like some of the things that really gave me a lot of power and knowledge and wisdom in life, and I'm just so happy to have these on me. And then I have there's so there's some Japanese words here, and this is like the first sentence that's said in the anime FLCL. So I already had this tattoo, and so it means like he who masters the left side masters the world. So yeah, and my friend Steve as well, he got the same tattoo. So um, kind of cool. We have like the same inscription, and then we have the mask and wolf fur. From Princess Mononoke, and then also Ashitaka's mask, also from Princess Mononoke. Sorry, and then I got Alan what's his face here on the back. So I really went hardcore and just sort of got all of my idols and knowledge heroes. Um, yeah, and I don't know, I feel super great. I feel super good. I got these some necklaces as well, and these clothes. So I got also these really cool comfy pants. So I'm started to get kitted out for being in Portugal. Um, yeah, so actually, the point, actually, what I wanted to talk about in this video was the topic a little bit to do with like money and thoughts about that and fears. So yeah, working on a project right now, which is going to be using the Cardano blockchain for certain features, and the project is called Project Watts. It's very much also named after Alan Watts. And we will be issuing a experiment, a government or experiment on this, which is a tokens, crypto tokens. And one of the guys we drove down with to the festival, we did like some carpooling. He had this really cool term. He said, "Oh, like techno, what was it? Techno shaman or something. Like there's people who are making technology with this aspect of like wanting to heal people and so on." I was like, "Oh, that's exactly that's the perfect word for like what I'm trying to do. Like try to build a technology that has a well, I've been tapping a lot into the subconscious and trying to understand that intuitively, and I feel like I've got a pretty good grasp on it. So instead of what we see today, a lot of products being built for manipulation and maybe the primary goal being money for the company and so on, instead of the well-being of the end user. So we subconsciously get manipulated and forced into a direction um, that's sort of against our will. Building technology that subconsciously brings people into empowerment and to learning and growth and health. So this is the goal of the project. And so back to the money and the tokens. When I was getting that tattoo, after I had one or two, I was like, okay, I'm done for now. And then she said, it's going to cost this much money. And she was like, is that okay with you? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And I've never been the person to haggle. I've never had the self-confidence for it. I've never really, always sort of shied away. Like, I can't ask for what I really want or stand up for what I think about worth or something. I just have to take what the person says. I've been ripped off a lot. I just never had this. There was some, like in the yoga world, they'd say it's this chakra or whatever, the solar plexus one that's missing. And yeah, I definitely found, like on this process of finding my voice more, like that this area actually started to, there was a lot of feeling coming into that area of the body. So yeah, and then after I was doing some more tattoos, I was reminded, like, oh, I had this experiment that I want to start doing, or not, yeah, about starting to help to get this cryptocurrency out there and to start getting value into it. And again, it's supposed to be a teaching tool. This is the whole point of the thing that we're building. It's supposed to be a teaching tool. And so, I sort of asked her, I explained, I said, hey, how much do you think all of the tattoos are going to cost? And she said a figure. And then I said, okay, what if I went like really nerdy? I was like, well, instead of paying in euros, I could pay you in this cryptocurrency that we're building. And depending on the amount that you decide to accept, the percentage that you accept that is in the crypto instead of the euro, there will be a multiplier that's given. So if you accept 100%, there might be a 10 times multiplier. If you accept half, then there'll be a 5 times multiplier. So kind of incentivizing people to pay for more or to take more. And if then the discount amount and so on will be that times the multiplier. That's how many coins you get. And she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then, like, I don't understand it properly, And we had already talked about crypto with a couple other people before and NFTs and so on. And so I was like, well, you can ask me some questions. And then, so we went down talking a little bit about investment and how, even like investing, getting into that mindset and putting $5 or something small away a day and investing that can have long-term effects in the future. But most people, they don't take that insight and they kind of feel like, I don't have enough money and I'd rather just spend it all today, even though it's very easy. It's very interesting because, yeah, I'll get to that point later. So, she was quite insecure about it. And I also noticed I started to feel somehow sort of like a rejection. And so kind of sitting with that and watching that while the tattoos kept going on. And then I thought, all right, like this will probably work. Like if she was willing to give me a discount before, I could tell by the way she had asked the question, is that price okay with you? So then I thought, it's the exact same concept in a way, but just, putting it into her language or something that she already understands, where it's not triggering insecurity and like the unknown and, trust, but it's like she knows what a discount is. So I just said, hey, would you be able to give me a discount? And she thought about it and so on. And she's like, yeah, like the last, I said, I'll also pay for the tattoo of my friend. And she's like, all right, I'll do that. I'll put that one in for free. And this was quite I think it was a 16% discount it worked out to be. And so then I told her like, hey, I'll give you a 1.6 multiplier and that amount times that. Here's the amount of crypto I'll give you. And first of all, she was like, no, I don't want any. She was still in this mood of like, oh, you're trying to like make me do something. And I was like, no, I'm just going to give these to you now, even though like you gave me the discount without expecting it. Um, and yeah, she was like, okay, what am I going to do with that? Or like she was a bit unsure, but yeah, this is like me. I think it's important to start coming into interaction with people, talking with them, helping to see where their mindset is, educating them, and of course also bringing people into the network that we're building. And that's kind of a benefit for me, right? She's going to maybe think about this or talk about this with other people, and like, why was I? Yeah, we had a bit of that conversation as well. Like, why was I uncomfortable? Taking a risk or doing something I didn't know, as opposed to let's say doing a discount and having that exact same effect. Like yeah, sometimes our emotions and get in the way of us sort of thinking through things rationally. And the same with like the $5, right? Somehow saving, putting away $5, it feels like we're losing something. And even though when we're going to be paid for something, we might easily give a $5 discount or tell friends, no, don't worry about it. In the same way, we're giving away something, but we don't really feel it as such. So starting to really get power over what we're doing and be conscious of that and start to learn to let go, because we're always letting go, but yeah, not to get hung up on, oh, I have money, I need to like cling on to it. And yeah, for me, it was great learning. It's like starting to get out of the like less fear of rejection, starting to also offer things. It was really hard for me to say, hey, I have an offer. You take this crypto thing and it's sort of like the pre-seed stage. So she's the first person to be part of this pre-seed. And I also want to say, like, it's so bizarre and sad in the world that so many times we get punished from the law because we didn't know the law, and then someone says, you broke this rule and so on and so forth, and then you get punished for it. And the same way with money, even if we don't know how it operates, there's people around who make laws and who change things behind us and enforce us to use it. And if you're in this sort of a country or a place, you must obey and conform to these rules. And as an individual, I don't have any say about the taxation or these laws. It's very difficult to get them changed. And even if we're looking at right now the immigration problem that's happening in parts of the world because of the war, as a citizen, it's very hard to just easily get involved in that. Most of us are really like blocked and fixed into our life structures, what we're doing in the work, and it's hard to have capacity to go and help in these situations. So only the people who have jobs doing this can do it, and it's very limited. And the government people get to decide how many and blah 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 blah. And it's if yeah, my individual will or desire in these matters doesn't really matter. I still have to fight this bureaucracy and these beliefs that people have about it, and it's such a pain. So, um, how does that tie into the point I was saying? Oh, okay. So, with this crypto stuff, most people, if I was, if we just bartered, if we just did things that gave discounts, and there's no way that this can be taxable, there's no money being involved or so on. But it's the exact same if you just put a token on it, or even if you use money or something like that. It's the exact same principles happening, but the people have decided, look, we're going to uh, put some rules on this, and so that we get a benefit out of it, or so we have some sort of a control. And that's quite a shame, because just because I say the word like pre-sale, someone might look at this video and say, oh, this is a security, or this is something like that. It's just a word I'm saying. all I'm saying is that this project hasn't launched yet. It doesn't even exist, and I'm deciding to give someone some abstract thing, which I didn't even need to do. I would have got a free discount. I'm just giving her something for free, and like that doesn't even exist yet. But so the fact that people can come in, like legal entities might come in after the fact and like start to persecute and want to control and like tap into your wealth and all this sort of thing is really really not good. So yeah, we're building a system that's anonymous, like control. Everything is about the user, empowering the user. So education and all the tools, everything will be yours in a sense. You really get to learn to master them. There's no updating of systems behind your back. There's no information being sent anywhere but behind your back, or not having to control the update cycle or what's installed. It's really going to be a whole new computational model and operating system and platform built on top of this. So, and governance model as well. So, yeah, non-geographical government will be cool. And if you're interested to know more, you can just check out our Discord. I'll put the link in the video. Yes, as far as like pre-seed sales and all that go, right now you're only able to get things by interacting, or like when I interact with people in the world, I'll make them offers, and it will be the same for the other members in the network. Otherwise, yeah, like if you want to just support financially, and you would also like to get some pre-seed funding, or help us out even on the project and get pre-seed funding, which is kind of like not pre-seed funding. I don't know, equity or whatever you want to call it, right? What concept you want to use. This is what happens in companies, right? Before they open up, they give bits of equity, whatever the term is, to their employees. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do. I definitely don't want that to be the only incentive for why people come and help us, but maybe some people like that gets them sparked, or I can get in on a project kind of early before it booms. And yeah, I think everyone's heard the story about Bitcoin and the 10,000 Bitcoin pizza. And now one Bitcoin is, 30,000 or 50,000 euros or whatever it is. So yeah, there's a lot of potential to get in early on these things, invest in the future, but not even besides that, like invest in yourself and your knowledge. If what we're doing sounds interesting, you want to help us out, please do. There's so much to do. Um, yes, and that's the way that we're giving this out, actually. There's no blind sale to, even with KYC, right? People don't really know their customer. They just let anyone buy as long as they got their ID. So the way we're doing it is more about connection and talking with the people, forming a relationship. And if that's done, if there's an exchange that's going on, then, this can happen. And we give out this token as a reward. And as a way to also, yeah, as I said, educate, get people interested, start forming a network. So um, that's, I think, enough words for now. I have a mushroom trip to go to, and yeah, I'm going to enjoy that. So I should turn this light back on. Right. Whoa, that's bright. So yeah, these mushrooms are super cool too. Like there was these people, they live on a community, and they've been growing mushrooms. Like one of them, I think, since it was 14, and they had such a magical aura about them. Like one girl who was with him, who also lives there, she just was like pure joy and love, And they're like, oh, we sing to the mushrooms and we dance for them, and um, so yeah, I'm really excited to see what this experience is like. I've done it a couple times before, and mushrooms are really. I know I said goodbye, but I'll talk like a minute about mushrooms. So um, yeah, such a healing medicine, and really helped me to start tapping into perspectives, to be able to change my frame of reference and get more into this creativity and imagination that we often see as in children, that happens so naturally, where they can completely dream up new realities and understand people, and like just in a very intuitive way. So that helped me to start tapping into that, to be able to visualize information, to be able to let go and to draw and to dance, and many benefits that came. Uh, but yeah, it's something that also needs experience, and you should do research definitely before going down that path. I just know a lot of people have a lot of fears about it, and it can be something that's quite scary to start being confronted with your brain and your perception and different. Yeah, it can be a lot to experience, but also very healing. So that's it.